Have you ever wondered what it would be like to face the very personification of evil? Imagine a being who was not only the first to fall from divine grace, but who also bears the weight of being the true Satan, the first of the fallen. This being, once the companion and conscience of God, became the most feared and powerful inhabitant of hell. But how does someone created to be the reflection of divine conscience become the universe's greatest antagonist? The story of the first of the fallen begins at the dawn of time, when he was created as the first being in the universe, destined to be God's confidant and the embodiment of divine conscience. However, his perception that the Creator was insane led him to question the cosmic order, and this doubt was enough for him to be banished from heaven, falling into hell. Upon settling in the depths, he was not alone. He was soon joined by the second and third of the fallen, two powerful demons he assumed were like him, thus creating a triumvirate to prevent a war in hell. However, the arrival of Lucifer, the most powerful being to exist besides God, changed everything. Lucifer quickly became the undisputed leader in hell, relegating the first and his companions to a secondary position. But when Lucifer abdicated his throne, the first of the fallen reclaimed his title as Satan, resuming his eternal battle against heaven. It was at this moment that he became aware of a heavenly plan to bring a new Messiah into the world. Determined to thwart this plan, the first assigned the demon Nergal to corrupt the purity of the future Messiah's mother, Zed, rendering her an unsuitable vessel for the divine birth. However, the first of the fallen underestimated the persistence of John Constantine, a mortal who would become his greatest thorn in the side. Constantine, a cunning and fearless mage, managed to deceive the first on several occasions, thwarting his plans and escaping death by a hair's breadth. In one of the most memorable encounters, Constantine, with terminal lung cancer, managed to sell his soul not only to the first, but also to the second and third of the fallen, forcing the triumvirate to cure him to avoid a total war in hell. This humiliating defeat only fueled the first of the fallen's desire for revenge. He began relentlessly pursuing Constantine, trying to destroy him in every possible way. But Constantine always found a way to escape, either through clever tricks or through unexpected allies, such as the succubus Ellie, who ultimately killed the first using a weapon made from the remains of the second and third of the fallen. But the first of the fallen did not find true death. He was reincarnated as a simple Greek fisherman named Theo, carrying with him all the memories of his previous existence. Despite all efforts to regain his power and position in hell, he was always thwarted by Constantine's plans, who seemed to always be one step ahead. Time passed, and the first of the fallen continued his personal battle against Constantine, tormenting him wherever he could, but never achieving complete victory. Even when he had the chance to finally claim Constantine's soul, the mage managed to escape once again, this time with the help of God himself. This eternal rivalry between the first of the fallen and John Constantine raises an intriguing question. Can absolute evil really be defeated, or will it always find a way to return, even stronger and more determined? And in the end, we are left with a chilling question. What happens when Satan himself, the first to fall, decides he has nothing left to lose? Would he be capable of renouncing his own vengeance, or will he continue to seek his purpose until the end of time?